on my door. When my earthly trials are over, carry my body out in the sea. Save all the undertaker bills, let the mermaids flirt with me. Mississippi John Hurt's Mermaids Flirt with Me. Hurt knows what he's talking about. He knows how to play. He knows what to sing about. He's doing it for you. It's a great song. There's no capo needed. Like all John Hurt songs, though, it's kind of difficult to play. So if you're a beginner, don't start with this one. But, you know, even if you can't do it, maybe pick 2 measures, 2. And over the next month, try to expand your range by just learning those 2 measures. You don't have to overdo it. You don't always want to work on something that's like way beyond your skill level, but at the same time, you do want to like push yourself to get better at things. So it's always good to be reaching, aiming further and climbing there. But don't frustrate yourself. If it's too hard, don't beat yourself up. Pick 2 measures and pick your favorite 2 measures and just add it into your regular practice routine. But this song's great. Mississippi John Hurt. We're gonna get our shoulder shrugging going on. We're gonna play it. Let's do it. Mike's music method. First measure. Check this out. So much fun. We're playing thumb on the 4th string, but we have a slide, so we're pinching the 4th string with the 2nd, and I've got the 3rd fret down. I'm going to use my pinky. It's fine if you use your 3rd finger, but we're going to pinch 4 and 2, and we're sliding up to the 5th fret. All right, nice, good, clean slide. And then we're going to play the 3rd fret on the 1st string. So I'm using thumb and index, and then I'm hitting my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string there. Oh, sorry, and that's a pinch there as well, so I apologize. So we hit these 2, slide them, and then I'm pinching 4 and 1. And again, when I pinch that 1, it's the 3rd fret. Really cool, tricky intro. And then we go to a G chord. And I'm just moving my pinky back to the 3rd fret, and I'm putting my ring finger down because I have 3 on the 6th string and then 3 on the 2nd as well. And I'm going to pinch both of those. All right, so I'm pinching 6 and 2. And then I'm going to pinch 4 and 1. But when I pinch 1, I've got the 1st fret down, making it a G7 chord. So pinch 6 and 1. Or sorry, pinch 6 and 2. Then pinch 4 and 1. And we need that melody note there. And the melody note there, right? 3rd fret, 2nd string, 1st fret, 1st string. So a tricky measure, and you might want to just, make sure you got the 2nd half down, right? Pinch, and that 1st half was with the slide. And the thumb hits the same string twice. That breaks the pattern. It's always confusing when you get it up to speed. So go slow. Really drill that into your head. When you get it quick. So cool. Second measure is a C chord. A couple of ways to do this C chord, and you kind of have to learn it both ways because there's times where you're going to be playing the melody note and that you'll need the pinky, and other times you won't play the melody note and you won't need the pinky. So to just play a C chord, simply you can do this, right? We do a regular C chord, but my ring finger goes up to get that low G, and then my pinky takes the place of where my ring finger was. So it's a C chord, but we're adding that low G. That way you can strum all 6 strings. Or the other thing you have to do is when your thumb plays this one, then when you go to the 6th string, you have to move that ring finger. So the ring finger is doing double duty, and that's in this measure. There's no melody note, so you can play them all like that. But I can't promise you that it's not going to switch up later in the song. But again, songs are going to call for both, so it's good to learn both. For now, let's put them all down. And what we're going to do is we're going to pinch 5 and 1. And then immediately I'm playing the melody note on the 2nd string. So pinch 5 and 1. Then I'm hitting the melody note with index on the 2nd string. Then my thumb immediately plays the 4th string. Pinch and thumb. 5, 1, 2, 4. And then we just end thumb on 6, thumb on 4. So the thumb again is 5, 4, 6, 4, pinch and 4, 6, 4, pinch and 4, 6, 4. That's that measure. So to put them together real slow, 3, 4. One more time, 3, 4. And I'm breaking my own rule there. I just kind of went to the C like this, right? So I'm moving that finger. Doesn't matter. Both ways are cool. You're going to have to learn both ways to play the C chord in different contexts. And for you singers, thankfully, he's playing and singing on the downbeats here for the most part. Blue, blues all on the ocean. Right, the ocean, at least they're with the fingers, right? Get a break here. Blues all on the ocean. Here we've got a measure of F. I like using my thumb. I know some people don't. I've talked about this so many times. I really just need to make a separate video for whenever this comes up. I could just link to the video. So hold me accountable to that. I'll make a short, 5-minute video just talking about the different ways to go about playing the F chord and why I recommend using the thumb. So again, quick run through. I'm just going to do it like this. 1, 1, 2, 3. Right, barring 1, 1, 2, 3. And then my thumb is hitting that one over the top. We don't need the 5th string. And here's the riff. So we end up on a C chord, but let's play through that slow. So I'm pinching 6 and 1, and then I'm hitting 1 again. Now, the classical player will do middle, index, right? Pinch, thumb, and middle, then the index. Or you could do it the other way. Pinch, thumb, and index, and then play the middle. If you want, I suppose you could do, right, the same finger twice. I would get in the habit of doing this. It's a good skill that it's going to allow you to get better at more advanced pieces later on. So we got pinch and that and is again also on the 1st string. 6, 1, 1. Then my thumb hits the 4th string, and then I lift up the chord here, and I hit the 3rd string open as I move into a C chord. So real slow again, it's 4th string, then open with my index on the 3rd. Thumb and when I do that and I'm lifting because it's open and I'm getting ready to play the C chord. Now practice, have that G chord, that G note sound, right, the 3rd string, and put down a C chord. Is it still ringing, right? A common thing that might happen to you is you'll go to reach that chord, put down the C chord, and you'll realize your middle finger gets in the way. So this is a great practice. It seems easy, right, to put down that C chord and not accidentally touch that 3rd string, right? It's still ringing when I get in place. I'm not accidentally farting it out. So pay attention to that. So it's real slow again. Pinch and 4, 3. Pinch and 4, 3. Get ready for that C chord. And then the second half of the measure, I'm on that C chord. I'm pinching 5 and 2. And then I'm pinching 4 and 2, but now I put my pinky down on the 2nd string. So the melody is, right, 1, 3 on the 2nd string. So I'm pinching 5 and 2, then 4 and 2 with the pinky down, and then I hit open on the 1st string. So that second half is 3, 4, and is the rhythm. 3, 4, and pinch 5, 2, pinch 4, 2, open on the 1st string. So that whole measure, 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. This fill here is just hilarious. Why does it make me laugh? Something about rhythm. I don't know if anyone listens to Primus, but I know there's a hot dispute over who's the better drummer. Is it Herb or is it Brain, right? Which one is it? I like Brain. I'm sorry, I know I'm going to upset a lot of you big Primus, early Primus fans out there. but Brain makes me laugh. Like I crack up. I listen to the Brown album, and there's literally rhythm, like a drum fill will be like a punchline to a joke. I'll be like laughing from the guy's drum fill. So this is like one of these moments where like there's this unexpected like cartoonish, I see like a cartoon playing in my head when I hear this part. It's just so jolly and absurd. And so we're doing this, it's really easy. We have 3 on the 5th string, then 3 on the 6th. And I'm doing a roll, right? If you don't know about a roll, it's something to look into. So you kind of pretend you're on the 6th one to begin with. You roll your finger down, and then you bring it back up. So it's the pad of my finger to get the 5th string, 3rd fret, and then I roll it up. And this is way better than doing this, right? You can only do this fingertip so fast. So you're gonna have to learn the roll. And it's a little bit weird because to think 3rd fret, well, you're gonna wanna do this, but you have to anticipate the next note, right? So I'm rolling, I start like down like a bar, and then I bring it up, 3, 3, and then it's just 0, 2, 3 on the 5th string, and then 2 on the 4th string. So 0, 2, 3. It's kind of like he's implying a C chord there. So 3, 3, 0, 2, 3, 2. You can hold that 3 down and the 2 as if it were a C chord. And it's just great, especially against the rest of it. So let's put those first 4 together here. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I know the tab's going to be up here later, so I have to keep my guitar low. All right, I can do it. Mike, you can do it. Mike's music method. All right, so 3, 4. The F chord. You get the joke? And let's sing to that part starting on the F chord. Blues all in the air. Not too bad either. Blues all in the air. Oh, and one thing to note here, I say this on every John Hurt song. I don't do this, and I should if I really want to get the genuine Hurt sound. Is that almost every time he's doing the 2nd and the 4th beat, he has a heavy thumb. So in other words, it's 5th. If we're playing a C chord, it would be instead of just 5, 4, 5, 4. He's like being his own snare drum. He's doing 5, 4. Right, that 4 is heavy. He's hitting probably the 4th and the 3rd string, maybe sometimes even the 2nd. He's just got a really aggressive, heavy-handed thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. And same thing if it was a G chord, it would be 6, heavy 4, right? So he's hitting like 4 and 3 when he does it. Alone, heavy, light, heavy. Boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, bum, bum. And that's part of that classic John Hurt rhythm and signature feel of just how he gets that really jolly boom, ga, boom, ga. He's his own snare drum. Does it bother anyone that I'm dressed like a hobo? I'm in sweatpants and a ridiculous t-shirt. If anyone would like to see Mike's music method in a nice outfit, I don't have many nice outfits, but I'll do it for you if that would make you feel better about your guitar playing and increase your confidence. Or maybe this increases your confidence because you go, look at this hobo. At least I don't look like this guy. Look at how he dresses. So maybe this attire is boosting your self-esteem. If that's the case, I'll keep it. But if you would like to see me more, proper, maybe a button-down shirt and real pants, I could do that for you. I'm here for you. Let me know. Comment below. This measure has a very clear example of the heavy thumb because I'm hearing, well, we'll get there. So we're on the fifth measure, and it's F. It changes up the syncopation. It's what makes John Hurt so great is that you got this thing moving along, and then boop, boop, you get weird upbeats on different beats, and it just keeps it peppy and happy and hurty and Mississippi-y. All right, so we have an F chord. We're pinching, well, let me play it. And another thing, I should probably do a whole nother lesson on this, but what is legato and smooth versus what is staccato? That's really going to make the difference in sounding like, oh, that sounds cool, to sounds really cool, like how John Hurt is doing it. But this is just a lesson on getting the notes, and we can get lost in the weeds of that for another lesson. But let's do this. So we're doing 6 and 3, pinching, and then immediately the 2nd string. And then we've got 4th, my thumb's on the 4th string, and then I put my pinky down on the 2nd, 4-2, with my pinky down on the 3rd fret there. So pinch and thumb and pinch and thumb and, oh, I put my pinky down too early, don't know if you caught that. Right, you want the last possible moment, because we want this 1st fret to ring until the last moment. You don't want to put it down early. Pinch and thumb and, so we got that. Then the second half is 6-2, and then a heavy thumb. Or you can pinch these two if you're not into that heavy thumb. I'm pinching 4 and 3. But if you get in the habit of the thumb, it's probably easier and definitely more of the John Hurt style. So again, 3, 4, pinch and thumb and thumb and thumb. And remember, we got to lift our pinky there at the end. So we have 1st fret, pinky's down on the 3rd fret, then we lift it back up when we go to that 2nd string again. Pinky down, pinky up, heavy thumb. Get a little break here, a little relief. It's a C chord, pinch 5 and 3, and then 4-2. And then it's just thumb on 5, thumb on 4. Little easy measure of C. It's a great, it's just the downbeats, right? So we have that very weird syncopated measure, and then he relaxes it. It's the pacing. It's an excellent Hurdy pacing. So we have from the previous measure of F into that C we just did. So measure 5 to 6, 3, 4. It up. I listened to the vocals and I realized he's switching that measure up. For the intro, he does exactly what I just showed you, but even John Hurt will simplify a pattern when he's singing. Probably to make it easier, but probably also for there to be less chaos in terms of melody notes against vocal notes. So when he sings it, he puts those together. Can't stay here, no. So they're all on downbeats. On that F measure, measure 5. Can't stay here no longer. But during the intro, they're on upbeats. Right? That would be like, can't stay here, no. And that's a bit busy because it's can't, and then the guitar plays that can't note on the upbeat. Can't ding, stay ding, here ding. And it's too busy, so he simplifies it. Can't stay here, no. Oh, I missed my thumb. Can't stay here no longer. So then they're all together on the downbeat, but again, the intro is on the upbeats. Verse this, can't stay here no longer. Experiment with that. Either one will work, but like I said, it's probably easier to just play them on the downbeats together. But if you're not going to sing, ignore it and play it the cooler way where it's syncopated. Don't want to make it overly complicated, which I might have already did. But we're good. You're following, I know. I have faith in you. You're smart. You're focused. You drank some coffee today. You took your medicine. You took your vitamins. You're eating healthy, right? If you boozed last night, then you're probably lost. Then I've lost you. Give up all hope. But don't do that either. This measure is great. It's the flutter. I call it the John Hurt flutter. Where it's a lot of back and forth between I and M on different strings. So we have a G chord and our pinky's down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We're pinching there and then we're playing that note again. And then the thumb alone. So I've got pinch 6-2, 2 again, and then the thumb on the 4th string. And then right back to that 2nd string after the thumb. Pinch and thumb and, that's all melody note there. Pinch and thumb and, that's the first half of the measure. And I'm alternating my I and M, right? Depending where you start, you can do M, I, M, or I, M. I is probably better now that I'm looking ahead. because I am, then our M is ready for this part. I'm playing 6 and 1, but my first finger has to be on that F, right, first fret, to give it a G7 chord. Right, I'm pinching there, 6 and 1. Pinch, and then immediately we're going back to the second string. So let's do just the second half of the measure. 6 and 1, and then index finger on the second string, 3rd fret. And then I'm pinching 4 and 1. And then the very last beat, I have to do the first string again, but I move my pinky down to get the 3rd fret. There's 2 ways to do it. You could do and roll that pinky. Kind of tricky to roll the pinky. So you can just move it down there. You have enough time. Kind of makes sense. Pinch 6 and 1, second string. Pinch 4 and 1, and then I move my pinky down and hit that first string again. And I'm always kind of alternating I and M. That's getting more advanced and technical. Do what's comfortable, but if you can alternate the I and M, it's going to help you down the road. Next year, let's just finish this off because the next measure is super easy. It's just 6, 4, 6, pinch 4 and 1, and that 1 is open. It's like a G6 chord or whatever, right? 6, E. Yeah, that's a 6. I know how to count. G, A, B, C, D, E, right? 5 plus 1. This one is a real doozy to sing and play. I comes in first. I have no steamship fare. I have no steamship fare. Again, it's thinking about which of those melody notes in your fingers is corresponding to you uttering the word. I have no. So there's nothing on that final 3. I have no steamship fare. Those are all sung on steamship fare. A lot of it is just following the guitar melody. Here we've got the hardest measure of the song, in my opinion. And unfortunately, I mean, it sounds cool, but not. Given that it's so hard, it should sound cooler than it does. So by all means, simplify this measure. I'll give you what I'm hearing and what I think he's doing, but feel free to get rid of a couple of the notes and I'll show you where. But we have a G chord and we're pinching 6 and 1. Let me play it. And then into a C chord. So we're pinching 6 and 1 and then immediately going up to 5 on the first string. So I'm doing 3 and 3, and then I'm just, make sure you're not lifting like a pull off. That sounds bad. Right, so after I play that 3, I'm making sure I lift silently, and then I'm going up to 5. Sorry, let me lower it here. Then I open on the 4th string. Then back to 3 on the first string. Pinch 6 and 1, 1, 4th string open. Back to 1, 3rd fret. Kind of tricky, huh? And again, if you wanted to do different fingers, you could. I'm using my pinky. I know a lot of people don't like to do that. And then back to 6 with my 3rd finger back down. Then here I'm pinching 4 and 1, but what I'm doing is I have to lift my pinky and I'm actually putting my he's got his middle finger down, so we're getting that, like, again, G6 idea here. So he's pinching 4 and 1, but it's 2nd fret and open on the 1st string. And it's hard to get there from that weird. Right, make sure you put that down, lift the pinky, put the middle finger down. And to make it even harder, his and beat there is the 3rd string open. And you're used to these going back and forth, but now you have to move the index to get the 3rd string. I keep doing it again and again as if you're also learning by me doing that. I keep this stuff in here because that's what it takes, right? I've been playing a long time, and even I've got to sit there and do something, you know, of 50, 100, 250 times before you get it. And that's what I always call the microscope technique, right? So many people that I teach have the tendency, Eric, Mr. Pines, to just want to play the entire song. Don't do that, right? I mean, that's fine every once in a while. You want to see what's going on, get the general idea. But when you're practicing, don't do that. Pick the measures that you trip up on every time and make that measure, you know, at least a solid 10 minutes of your practice session. Just obsess on that measure for 5 minutes, maybe go to another hard one for 5 minutes, come back to that other one. And, you know, you want to, they call it deliberate practice. You want to take the stuff that's hard and understand it, make your brain get it. When you're comfortable and relaxed, go as slow as you have to break it down. This is so valuable, and I cannot stress it enough. Don't feel like you've got to learn the whole song poorly. Learn 4 measures beautifully, and it's going to make you a way better player. It's more pleasurable to listen to. I'd rather hear the same 4 measures played very well than 140 measures played like crap. So just remember that and try to, I know it's not going to get in your head, that's why I'm going to say it again later in this video and in the next video, but get your microscope and slow down. If that wasn't hard enough, then we're jumping straight into the C chord, but we have to have the pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We're pinching 5 and 2, and then we're lifting that pinky up to 1, and then thumb alone on the 4th. Then we have to move to get the 6th string 3rd fret, and then back to 4th. If you're going to sing to that, again, a whole nother layer of complexity. When my, right, there's 2 pickups there. When my earthly trials are over. It's a lot of in-between notes to think about where they are. When my earthly trials are over. Again, really, you know, if you need to get a pencil and circle the notes that you're singing on, that could be helpful. And leave the other ones blank that you aren't singing on. Whatever it takes to ingrain those things. I don't want to spend too much time on that because I know a lot of you guys don't sing these songs, and it is a guitar tutorial after all. But a little bit of that I'll sprinkle in there. If people want more of this singing together while playing, comment below. Happy to do videos on that. The next 2 measures are the same exact measures as 3 and 4, so I won't go through them again, but I will sing with it. Cast my body out in the sea. And the one thing I'm noticing, a couple of things actually that I didn't catch the first time. Cast my body out in the sea. Sometimes I don't even know that he's playing that first 3. He might just do rest. All right, so I can't tell. Maybe I'm like phantom noting that in there. It might be rest. Right, so there might not be that note in there. It could just be rest. So body out in the sea, rest. Either way, it sounds cool. Whatever one you like better. Hurt wouldn't mind. He'd be fine with you taking some liberty to play it a little bit differently. Look at his face when he plays. His smile, his shoulder shrugging. He'd be honored if you did a little different thing. He'd just be, imagine John Hurt, how overjoyed he would be right now, knowing there's all of you folks sitting, watching this song, learning this video. I'm just thinking about that now. I'm so happy. John Hurt would be so happy. He's up. I hope he's up there, Hurt. I hope you're happy. I hope I'm making him happy, and you guys are making him happy, playing his cool little tunes. My favorite lyric in this song: the only reason I work at all is to drive the world from my door. It sounds a lot like this, doesn't it? And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. John Hurt, always slipping it in there. You don't even know he's slipping it in there, and he's doing it, and it's working on your noose. They use the word mind here, but it's noose. It's a Greek word. It's more like your heart, right? Working on your heart. Hert's doing it. He's sneaking in. He's sneaking in the good word. And even if you don't want him to, he's doing it. And we love him for it. Measure 13. We're back to an F chord. Fun little slide in there too. So we're pinching off the bat 6 and 3. Then we pinch 4 and 2. And I'm doing index, middle with the pinches. And then right away we do another second string. So pinch 6, 3, 4, 2, and then 2 again. Right, I'm doing different fingers. Again, you can do the same finger if you want, but if you want to get in that better habit of more advanced stuff later, you want to get used to that I and M alternating. Then back to 6. Then I'm putting my pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string and sliding up to 5. And that's it. Measure 14, I believe. We have a C chord with a pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So pinch 5 and 1, then you play 1 again open. So 5, 1, and then lift your pinky, play the 1st string open. Thumb on 4, and then on the 2nd string. Pinch and thumb and. That's the first half, and then it's just 5, 4, and on the 2nd string again. 5, 4, 2nd string. So one more time, 3, 4. I know on all the other C's he was alternating. He doesn't there. You can if you want. It's good practice. But he doesn't do it there. Some of this stuff, it's hard to know if it's intentional or he just didn't happen to get to it that run. I would say maybe he doesn't there because the next chord is a G and maybe he's just holding off on playing the low G, so it comes as a more unique sound for this cadence at the end there. Well, coming up here. With the singing for measure 13, 3, 4, save all the undertaker's bills, let the... So kind of tricky, again, maybe on your tab you're circling which notes or which beats he's singing on. Save all, so there it's the upbeat, right, together, and then it's the upbeat, save all, so not on the pinch, but on the and, save all the under, so the is alone, the undertaker's bills, let the, and then we keep going. And before we know it, we got 2 more measures left, and we're done. It's great. All right, so we got a G chord here. Let me play it. One little weird thing happening that we'll talk about, not too hard, but unexpected a little bit. So we are pinching 6 and 1, and the 1st string 1 is open. And then I'm doing and on the 2nd string, but my pinky is down on the 3rd fret. So I'm putting it down right at the beginning. Pinch and 6, 1, 2, and then it's thumb on the 4th, and then the 3rd string alone. Thumb, index, so pinch and thumb, index. 6, 1, 2, 4, 3. Then the second half of the measure is pinching 6 and 2, but I lift my pinky. Then my thumb goes all the way to the 3rd string, open. That's the unexpected part, because the rhythm's different there. So I'm doing pinching 6 and 2, thumb's playing the 3rd string, and then my and is on the 2nd string. And he's not really letting that G ring out. He's kind of stopping it. So the measure is... And then he does that fill again. But here I'm definitely hearing the rest. I'm not hearing that. So that whole thing, 3, 4, 6 and 1, thumb and pinch, thumb and rest. And it's, again, that same fill. That note G, 3, on the 5th string, open, 2, 3. And then he's heavy on the C chord, right? He's hitting just, I wrote the tab just as a 4th string, but again, he's kind of hitting the 4th and the 3rd string with that heavy John Hurt thumb. And then he repeats, but the very last time he just does this. He just slides from 3 to 8. So that ending. With the vocals, that last part. Let the mermaids flirt with me. Let the... Right, we have the pickup from the last measure. Let the mermaids flirt with me. Let's do the whole thing nice and slow from the top. I'm actually not going to play that low G on those runs. I'm going to rest. The more I'm listening, the more I think I've kind of accidentally added that note. Maybe sometimes it's in there, but I kind of prefer the rest and the space. So that's how I'm going to do it here. We'll go from the top. We're going to run it through once, and then we will sing it as well. 2, 3, 4. Rest. So fun. Rest. Oops. Sorry. And then we'll repeat it. 3, 4. Blues all along the ocean. Blues all in the air. Can't stay here no longer. Have no steamship fare. When my earthly trials are over, carry my body out to the sea. Save all the undertaker's bills. Let the mermaids flirt with me. What a tune. You're doing it. I'm proud of you. Give yourself that pat on the back. If that's too fast, don't worry. Remember, microscope. Get the first 2 measures beautiful. Maybe you spend 2 weeks, right? Just executing perfectly those first 2 measures. Just don't obsess, but throw it into your practice routine. Work on it a bunch, and when you get those down, another 2 weeks, you got 4 measures. How many measures is this song even? Not that many. 4, 8, 12, 16. What? In 2 months you'll have the Mermaids Flirt with Me down, and all you have to do is learn 2 measures a week? Approach it that way, and in 2 months you'll have this awesome freaking finger-picking tune down. I know you can do it. Comment below if you need help. Email me. Comment below. You're going to play this song. Yes, you are.